Hello, KIA Sedona 2007-2008 model. What we're planning to do is rocker cover gasket today. So the engine is out from the car, so the job for me is a little easier. But of course you can do it with the engine inside of car. It's not a big problem. As we can see here, the space here, there should be a vacuum pump which is removed. We're waiting for a gasket. And then the rocker cover gasket, it was leaking around seal here from the timing belt, which is very dangerous for a car, and on the back side as well. All this side was wet, and of course from inlet exhaust manifold gasket as well. So in this case we got all bolts around unscrew. There is no bolt, so so first step, normally you got the bolts around here, and you got the fuel lines which coming from here to rail, fuel rail here. So this from this 2-3 bolts here, they were unscrew and take away, and the fuel line need to be take away as well. Of course the cable which holding the give the power for injectors, and the cables was take away. So on this step is quite a simple story. We can take the rocker cover gasket out. Each injector is got a clamp here. This clamp was removed as well, and it's very important because without this there's no sufficient space around here, and the plastic there down there will hold the clamp, so will be no option to lift the rocker cover gasket. The ventilation for engine head was removed as well, so there's no connections, and that's it on the moment. Okay, what I do extra here is I remove the pullays from here, so the timing belt is removed, and the wheels here, the camshaft wheels are removed as well. As we can see, that's only to show you extra how's the rocker cover goings around here. That's important part, because on any angle, so this point, this point, this point, and this point, there's not only gasket, but the service manual say it should be a little silicone seal around there, so we can use the RTV silicone in this bends for a gasket. When the gasket is going around in a flat surface, is not a problem at all. And then again on this side, the gasket's going up here over the engine head surface. So again, in these two places we give a little silicone, and that's in this situation. That's the story. So the next step is just to remove rocker cover gasket. We need to be delicate as well, because as we can see, we got a returning pipe for injector, which are over on the side here. So when we're lifting the rocker cover gasket from here, we need to be delicate with this part here. Just a second, I will do this by two hands, and I show you how it looks like without rocker cover. Okay, so the rocker cover was removed from here, as we can see. Now we can have a look how's the internal parts looks like in engine head. So that's one of the corners where we need to put silicone here as well, and then on from the timing belt side, here, there, here, and there. Okay, so that's the rocker cover upside down. So as we can see, the gasket is going around here. That's the part of gasket, so we need to remove them all around together. Okay, so it's just a rubber, so in fact over the years he lose the quality. It's not flexible and not hold the oil inside of engine head. It's a popular problem. The gasket itself is not a big deal. It's a very cheap part. It's cost me £10 and 49 pence delivered. So yeah, what we got here is a blueprint. To remind you, is a KIA Sedona model 2008-2007, but we can find the same product code, the same rocker cover gasket for the car 2.9 diesel CRDi between 2006 and 2010. So yes, that's the part number. The part itself, as I say, is quite a cheap part, £10 with few pence. But the more expensive story is the labor, which you, as I showed you before, you need to take the engine head rocker cover gasket. To change the rocker cover gasket, you need to take the engine, the fuel lines out, injector disconnected, and most of the pins around top of the engine out. So as we can see here, the surface around here was clear. It should be dry, because any oil will react with the gasket rubber, which will be not the best. As I say before, a little silicone here, there, in this all the places when the fly is first coming to some kind of edge. Okay, and the basic story is really to clean the aluminium surface well around. So we've got 4 injectors around here, which we need to clear all the surface, aluminium surface around. Just make sure they are dry and clean before we put the rocker cover gasket back to place. All the bolts which are on the top of the rocker cover, they're very low in torque. For them is just between 6 and 8 Newtonometers. That gives us information, then really not the tension give the seal for the rocker cover gasket, but the seal itself, so the quality of the rubber which is between rocker cover and the engine head. So when you clean everything inside properly, make sure there is no remaining oil from when you remove the bolts or nuts, bolts out, and then some oil from rocker cover may drop inside of the thread. That will be the worst story if you screw the holding bolts inside there. Then it will act like a piston inside and might damage the engine head or thread around there. So make sure before you make sure that all the holes inside are dry, there's no remaining oil. You can check this. So it's, even the compressed air, the gun with the air will take all the oil out from there. Okay, so that's the story with the rocker cover gasket. Thank you very much, and in next part I'm showing you how to put the parts all together, which means the injectors, pipes, and rest of the stories. Thanks for watching, and see you later.